welcome back to Our Healer, Our Protector with Ryan and Lisa. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
Happy Tuesday.
That's right. It is another Tuesday, and we are going to hit the ground running. And I think I'm going to go right into Lamentations 3:23 through 27. So stand by. Let me get the glasses on. And great is his faithfulness. His mercies begin afresh each morning. I say to myself, the Lord is my inheritance. Therefore, I will hope in him. The Lord is good to those who depend on him, to those who search for him. So it is good to wait quietly for salvation from the Lord. And it is good for people to submit at an early age to the yoke of his discipline. So that's pretty heavy right off the bat, Tuesday morning. So then what?
We can handle it because it's not Monday.
That's right. I mean, what was that, Office Space? When they talk about, it sounds like you got a case of the Mondays. It's something actually that's been, for me of late. I'm thinking about Coach Ben Newman, and he always talks about the standard and the standard over feelings. He's actually got a great book out there that he teaches out of. And to me, for me, it's the discipline over feelings, which is very similar to how he replicates the standard and how we should, live our standard. And everyone's standard can be slightly different, but, what does it look like? And does it look like such a way that we, I think about every morning, like this morning, 4:00, May woke me up. And so then it was time to go to the gym at 4:00 in the morning. And for some people, maybe Ryan in a previous life, I would have said, no, I'm going to sleep in later. Like my alarm's not set till maybe 7:00 and I don't feel like it. But, discipline over feelings and state, go to the gym, work out for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever that looks like for you, and then get going on your day. So I don't know. What do you think, Lise?
I've been there. I've gotten up at 4:30 in the morning, and I was always good with discipline when I had someone next to me to go. I'm struggling a little bit to get up when I wake up before my alarm because sleep is important, right? And then I think there's a reason why I'm waking up at this time and I should go with it because I am awake. So I'm struggling a little bit getting up early right now. I've
Yeah.
gone through different waves in my life that I have worked out. I make it to 5 a.m. class, and I would like to get back there. I am struggling with that right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think about it all the time when I play that in my mind, discipline over feelings. It's always the case. I need to say it to myself almost out loud, where it's very easy in the moment when I do wake up to be like, you know what, like I'm just going to fall back asleep. And, who knows what that looks like. I think it looks like the same way. Yesterday I got home from work and it was like, I don't want to clean the house, but the house is dirty. So discipline over feelings once again. You just turn that switch on. I think all the time it applies. It's like I don't want to cook dinner. So it's like, okay, cool. Well, I'll just go out to eat. And what are the repercussions over that, right? Discipline over feelings. It's like financial. Maybe it's not a healthy meal that I'm going to go eat. There's so many different things. I think about the same, like choose your heart and what that means to, the same thing goes for like choosing hard to work out versus not working out. And, I know that today I'm in shape. Like a couple of years ago, like I was not, I'd gained, over 50 pounds after I retired from the Army. And like my feelings definitely outweighed all of my discipline. And so that in itself, I guess, is, it just goes back to, kind of what we just read, like, I mean, in that last verse, and it is good for people to submit at an early age to the yoke of his discipline. And I mean, it's really one of those things that, the Lord wants us to live a healthy life, free of, it's very easy for me to look at it and think of like, my gluttonous ways, be it overeating, over drinking, the prescription drugs, all those things in it. And if I felt a certain way, I would consume certain things. And I think about sloth and, watching Netflix for like an entire day, and completely abusing, that feelings, feelings are powerful. I mean, it's just one of those things. It creates feelings, create emotions. Those emotions, exemplify our feelings. Next thing you know, you're yelling at people or,
It's
kicking the
all
dog.
choices, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I have um lost 33 pounds over this last year, and it is making different choices. Choices to be disciplined and be healthy are hard, but think about the hard of the extra 30 or 50 pounds, what that does to your body. Think of the hard as you get older, everything is so much harder. But if you make your choices now, like I don't want to be at the bedside for the rest of my life as a nurse. So entrepreneurship is hard, but with hard, there's so many amazing spaces that open up. With entrepreneurship, you get to travel on your time. You get the choice of going to the gym because it's your business. So even when it's hard, hard choices open up so many doors. And God shows us those doors that open up also.
All right. So I know we've talked about this side of it with like the discipline over feelings. So I did read, there's three more verses that I think really like open this up even further. And so I'm gonna recite 27, then go all the way to 28 through 30, just so this is really going to get into the deep side of kind of what I want to talk about more. And it is good for people to submit at an early age to the yoke of his discipline. Let them sit alone in silence beneath the Lord's demands. Let them lie face down in the dust, for there may be hope at last. Let them turn the other cheek to those who strike them and accept the insults of their enemies. And so this is something that I really wanted to bring up really in it, but I wanted to make sure that we kind of cemented like the initial steps you need to take, like as you work through those discipline over feeling moments, because like, as I always kind of preach, and God only knows the devil comes for you a second chance at life, is your 3 daily wins and how important, the physical win, the mental win, and the spiritual win is. And once you have that consistency and you built that foundation, like that's when you can go into this, next step with, these three verses and really get into that side of like some of your enemies that are out there and understanding that like you have to be disciplined to keep your mouth shut, and it hurts. And those feelings and pain that people know, like how to belittle you or hurt you, because you do feel guilt, because you do actually have a good heart, as hard as that is for some people, maybe at times, that you end up, really showing your strength. And it's extremely hard. I mean, that's like in the Icarus effect, here, we got author copies. So you can hit myself or Lisa up if you want one right now. Otherwise, 30 September, you can certainly get one on any of your, the interwebs or whatever, wherever you get your books. But, it really breaks that down in how our feelings, force our emotions one way or another. And then our emotions react to, our feelings in such a way that we can really destroy another human being with those words. And, actions do speak louder than words. So keep your mouth shut and, let them talk. Let them try to bring you back down to a place where you used to, live, act, and the way you were was, probably not that kind of a human being. And I know today I live a different life. And, in that, to me, is where we can, really be the change, do good things, serve your community, and so on and so forth. And it gets back to that discipline over feelings. Because I know, like, I want to be, I mean, we talked about it a long time ago. What was it? The Inside Out movie, and the little angry red dude, sure, want to blow your top. It feels good, and everything else. But today, I want to be disciplined, I want to be disciplined over my feelings. I want to work on myself, and I want to enjoy life and not allow others to bring you down pull you into the ditch where you used to live.
Yeah, it's easy to get sucked in and to hear people talk or assume the worst, right? When did that ever come to be that people assume the worst of people? And I know it's through trauma and going through stuff, but as people, like, why don't we assume the best?
Well, I think it's we get further and further away from all of this. I mean, we were talking about it, with some folks at dinner the other day. I mean,
Mhm.
think about it. Like we don't, it's yeah, just think about like the Pledge of Allegiance, and so on and so forth in schools and so on and so forth. Not going to talk politics, but it's just one where, I think as we erode in such a way, like the discipline isn't there. And, we allow things to get sideways quickly because it's easy to look the other way, to not live a disciplined lifestyle,
And
and
you can jump ship wherever. You can jump ship on Facebook, you can jump ship on Instagram, you can move, you can totally cut people off, hit different groups. I think our lifestyle, we're always needing satisfaction right away, and people don't want to go through the hard. They don't want to have the challenges and be challenged and take accountability.
yeah, I mean, I think it's easier. I mean, it's certainly one of those things that, like, being brutally honest, it's hard, right? Like, to literally sit and tell the truth. And just like you said, like shift, your stance, and not, if you say you're going to do something, do it. And it it's one to me that it just really, like I said, once you change those habits now, they're non-negotiables because I don't want to go back and live a previous way. I don't want
When
to
you
be,
feel good and you see good, stay in the good.
yeah, no. I mean, when life's good, and that there's going to be ups and downs in life. But it certainly, I think, is our daily habits that create, our success. And then depending on who you have in your circles, it's one where, if you're the only person in your group working out, you're definitely probably in the wrong group in one side, shape, or form. If you're the smartest, most successful individual in your group, well, you probably need to level yourself up and get, in a group that you're more in the middle. It's one of those things like you want to strive to be better. If you want mediocre, I guess that's fine. That's okay. I mean, it's your choice. But to me, to this end, like it's like work hard, be the change, be the good, be kind. I mean, we've said that time and time again. The be
Mhm.
kind one is something that you can't strive for that enough. To help your neighbor out, and look out for others, and talk to people that you don't know, and maybe you get to know somebody, and you guys will have a lot more in common than you could ever imagine.
Yeah. Today, like I used to always ask my family at dinner, like, what is your good deed for the day? I still like to do that outside of work. And Ryan, I know you did a good deed today. My good deed today was I got mail again from the person that used to live here. And I brought it to the office so she could get her mail because I know she has a lot of important stuff coming in because I met her because she came to my door. And I went the extra mile so she could just pick it up and not do return to sender. Those little things, because I think she faces challenges in life. I don't know her at all, but just by reading her and the little bit that I heard, I'm like, someone needs to give her a chance. And so that's what I did today. And
That's awesome because I mean, I hear that, and I'm just talking about being kind, and the first thing to me I think of is like, oh, all right, return to sender on that bad boy and get it sent back to the post office. So look at that, just in an instant, I was a hypocrite and was thinking something polar opposite. So something that simple, that's being the change. I mean, that
and
is,
it took me 2 minutes and I could have like she could be relieved knowing that her mail's coming because she's waiting for some important stuff, that she doesn't have to stress out of how long it's going to get back to her. And no, she's not from around here. So I wanted to do that also because I don't think there's enough kind people to people that are not from around here. So I wanted to go the extra mile to show that people do care and want to help others.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Absolutely. 1001%.
I know we're kind of like quiet tonight. I didn't even know we were going down this road. Like usually we have a thing all planned out and we're just like, what do you got?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think sometimes though, that's the way life is. It's, depending on, where you're going, where you're heading. I mean, for me, yeah, I mean, the good deed today was, I was at, the Hennepin County Courthouse for the first time in 28 years. It was, 28 years ago that I was, there after I was arrested, and, yeah, working through some fine legal problems. That's what you get when you're 18 and you drink and drive. And being back there was pretty impressed. Super proud of good old Hennepin County, and they have a veterans court there, and it's
I
great.
did not know that.
Yeah, so it's something that in that end to be able to be helpful and help another veteran, help another human, and makes you feel good. And it's also cool to see somebody smile and connect, because it's tough for all of us. Just like you just talked about with, who you're helping with the mail. Like I was just helping, he was a Marine, in a previous life. So being Army in a previous life, no big deal. We might not talk the exact same language, and so on and so forth, but pretty special to have a new connection and another brother in this world that I didn't know I have. And, so I always be looking for, what you don't know is coming, because it can be pretty special.
Remember when someone's struggling and they show up at your door, like literally show up at your door, like this lady did. They're struggling and they're scared or fearful for something or needing something important, and not judging, and try to lend a hand. And I don't watch the news very often. I stay away from the news, and I love learning. So I love learning that Hennepin County, right, has a veterans court. So like they want to help veterans that have gotten in trouble to find ways to improve them. And like you showed up at court to meet somebody to help coach and lead him in a different direction.
Yeah.
And you were there for him.
I mean, what gets even crazier is not to tell stories of others, but like, his background and my background are pretty cool. Like he's finishing up his degree as a writer. Like I just happen to write. And so it's like, there's so many things once you get to know somebody that it just opens the doors. So, it's cool. I was reading a good book somebody recommended called the Alter Ego Effect, Todd Herman's book. And, it was this side of who's the alter ego, Superman or Clark Kent, who's the alter ego, right? And almost 90% of the time people will say, well, Superman, and it's like, no, Clark Kent was the alter ego. And he just happened to work at a newspaper and so on and so forth. So in that, be the kind, loving person that is inside of you. And that could be an alter ego almost in itself, because I just think of where I was at, it hasn't even been 2 years yet. And it's just one of those things that like, we're all good somewhere in there. And just over time and space, through lots of trauma, lots of pain, lots of suffering, it gets covered up. And, I was just at a meeting yesterday where, we're talking about that, what is guilt and what is shame? And, like to have guilt, I mean, that means you got a heart, like you bleed and you feel and you can love, and the shame side of it is just that other aspect of it is like what you did was wrong, was hurtful, and you need to make amends to whatever happened in that. And so, as we're talking about like his discipline And our discipline, it goes both ways. His discipline would say, always be kind, and if you can't be kind, keep your mouth shut. And then our discipline would be follow him and cast as much light and grace, just like the mercy that he gives all of us. And, to that end, I mean, I think about, working together, having discipline, supporting others, working with couples, like we'll be doing in October in Bend, Oregon with Tom Fanner, who was on the show a couple weeks back. And then Lisa and I will have our first retreat in Scottsdale, Arizona, the end of October. And I know we'll have more out, the landing page, specific dates, and where it's going to be at and all the fun activities. And some of the stuff will be a mystery because, those of us in a previous life used to be control freaks and need to have every single detail planned out to be able to have a successful day. Now today it's all about the mystery and the excitement and the secrets out there that can create, a really great way to, break the ice when you're doing a retreat and getting to know each other and so on and so forth. So we got a lot of cool and exciting things happening in the next couple months. So make sure you stay tuned, and trying to think what else we got, Lisa, out there that needs to get brought up.
Well, with our couples retreat, we're still looking for 3 more couples to join Ryan and I in Bend, Oregon. And that's in October 10th through the 12th. So look on us on Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, give us a call, website, lisasander.com, and you can reach Ryan at Our Healer, Our Protector.
But yeah, you can certainly
send us a message. Who wants to join us? Who wants to make their relationship stronger? There'll be a total of 9 couples. We are going to do events together. It's bringing people together and showing how to have stronger, lasting relationships, whether you're just starting out, you've been married for 20 years, or 5 years in or 50 years in. We ask anybody to join us. And if you're a couple that needs a date night, this will be a great 3 days of dates, of exploring and learning from each other, and who gets to do it in a group very often. It's kind of like going to a conference, but this conference is going to be active, and we're going to pray together. I know we're going to do some hiking, and there's some other special stuff, and we're not just going to be talking at you. We're going to be working together. So I'm super excited. Contact us, join us. Hello, Bend, Oregon. I've not been there, but I hear it's pretty special.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really about it. Make sure you hit the, how's it go? Subscribe, like, share. If this is on YouTube, and let's connect.
I think what we ask is, if we don't ask for stuff for the universe, I'm going to be like, all my friends and people that have joined our YouTube. My goal is, let's get 30 shares. Let's see how many, if I can get 30 shares out there. And you can even message me. And, I know, if we get to 30 shares, I know an author with a good book that he could sign, and we can send it to you for free. So how about we get to 30 shares? We put all your names in a bucket, and next Tuesday we will draw and we'll find out who has it. But if we just sit here next Tuesday and we don't have 30 shares, I'm going to be so sad.
Sounds good.
So show me that we can share.
Yeah. Show me the shares.
Do a good deed.
Show me the shares.
Next Tuesday, we're going to tell what we've done to reach out to somebody. And hey, not everyone's going to be a match for you. So if someone comes in your path and you can think of someone that would help them and direct them a different way, like we have books that we've read from people that we would help out. We have other podcast people that we have learned to get to know that we can shift you in that direction. Ryan and I both coach. We coach together. We coach couples, and we coach individually. So if you would like a new life coach, check Ryan out or check me out, and we will inspire you to go after your dreams and make things happen.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, sounds good, everybody. Like I said, hit lisasander.com or lisasander21 on any of the social medias. And we got Ryan T. Reichert or Army RT 1978. And we'll catch you guys next Tuesday. See ya.